So in this example, I want to talk about how you find the minimum value of a quadratic expression. So what does that mean actually, having a minimum value of this? Well, x could be all sorts of numbers. There are no maximum or minimum values for x. You could have x is 0, a million, minus a million, doesn't matter. But if you think about the graph for something like this, which is basically a positive quadratic graph, it's a U shape. And a U shape has a minimum value, right? So that's what we're talking about. What is that minimum value? If you had a graph of this, or even if you don't have a graph of it, you can still work it out like I'm going to show you. So, how do we do that? Well, first thing we've got to do is complete the square, and you'll see why we have to complete the square in a second. How do we complete the square? I'm not really making a video here about completing the square. I've done one before, but very quickly you simply halve this number in front of the x, which gives you minus 4, and you stick that minus 4 here and there in this standard expression that you get when you complete the square. And that plus 7 is added on the end because this stuff is equal to just the first two bits. So the standard expression looks like this: bracket x, some number, all squared, minus the same number squared. So this number we got from halving this number in front of the x. So that's basically completing the square. Once you've simplified it, or simplified this bit anyway, that's minus 4 squared is 16, minus 16 plus 7 is minus 9. So, yeah, this stuff simplifies to this. So basically, this is equal to this. This is completing the square for this gives you that. There's another way of saying it. So, finally, we've got this. How does that help you find the minimum value of this stuff? Well, there's something special about squaring stuff, and that is that when you square a number, it always stays positive, or it's 0. 0 is the lowest number. Basically, you can't get a negative number when you square something. So, let's just say you start off with minus 5, you square it, minus 5 times minus 5 is positive 25. The lowest we can go is 0. So if you start off with 0, 0 squared is 0, so that's the lowest you can go. You can't actually get a negative answer when squaring something. So basically what I'm trying to say is this stuff, the lowest it can get is 0. Another way of saying that, or the mathematical way of saying that, is this: x minus 4 all squared is greater than or equal to 0. So if the minimum value of this is 0, then if you take away 9, the new minimum value will be minus 9. So the minimum value for this entire expression here is minus 9, like this thing says over here. And so if the minimum value of this is minus 9, that means the minimum value of that is minus 9 as well. So just so you understand, this is the proper way of writing it out. What I was just doing was explaining it, so you can pause the video and hopefully copy this way of doing it.